We are live again. Hey, YouTube. So, I'm going to talk about two TV show problems. I really feel like I've done this before. Maybe this was one of the Let's Talk episodes that I recorded with my nicer camera, which I do have with me, but I do live now just to make it easy. And because I've got a few episodes of those that I still need to find and upload on my computer. So I'm going to be doing that at some point. And then, yeah, Let's Talk is live from now on. I talked about it a while ago. So, but if I have talked about this in the past, because I did a search on YouTube and then on Google for Close Wars 101 TV and then problems, and I didn't find anything, so I'm going to assume I haven't talked about these before, and I just feel kind of sad lately because there is a broken piece of somebody's bike light by Bell, yeah. That right there. Anyways, so last thing, we'll get on to our subject. I feel kind of sad because lately, with the times that I get to bed, which is my fault completely, but then also work and stuff like that, been a little more tired lately. So I kind of end up forget some of the things that I've covered or talked about on this channel, or things that I've done. You know, did I do this yesterday? Anyway, so we're going to talk about two TV show problems with shows, Dragon Tales, and then one with Word World. And I had a problem. There was something that I found that was kind of an issue with the show Arthur. These are kind of minor annoyances, but that one was, I forget what that one was. So, first of all, Dragon Tales. If you're not familiar with this show, it's a PBS show, and there was a period where there were shows like Puzzle Place, and then Wishbone was more dominant on PBS, and then all of a sudden, just one day, all the shows disappeared and were replaced by a whole new set of shows like Arthur and Dragon Tales. Oh, sweet, this person just backed up so that I can cross the street. Thank you. Oh, that is so nice. Nobody backs up ever. She looked behind her and backed up so I could cross, because she was looking behind, making sure no cars behind her. Oh, I gave her a thumbs up. That's so nice. Anyways, so yeah, it's kind of an abundance, and Arthur is in part of that too. And at first, I was really devastated. I mean, imagine just watching your favorite cartoons on TV as a kid, and cartoons, but also Puzzle Place is a Muppet show. Best I can remember from finally looking it up recently to find out again, remind myself again what it was about. Think of a slightly more ghetto Sesame Street. I'm going to be watching it again some point. So anyways, this was one of the shows that ended up replacing those. And I grew to like the shows, even though they replaced all the shows that I was used to watching. So basically, Dragon Tales is about a brother and sister named Amy and Max. And I want to say Amy, the older sister, she's 6, and then Max is maybe 4 or something, so they're young kids. And they move into this new house, and they find a dragon scale. And when they open it up and read the thing inside of the little box, it takes them to Dragonland, and they make friends with dragons and go on all sorts of magical adventures. So this is definitely a show where you better be ready to kind of suspend your disbelief a bit. And I kind of loved the magical fantasy fairy tale side of it. That was great. As of maybe, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, so I would have been 14 or so, I discovered a show called Rupert the Bear on a different channel. And I didn't watch a lot, but I liked the magical fantasy side of it. So you did kind of have to suspend your disbelief, but this is something that shouldn't necessarily be happening in any world. So there's one episode where, and I'm not going to explain characters or anything beyond this point, but there was one episode where there's a character named Cassie, and so her younger brother, he's a dragon by the way, younger brother has a squishy, and it's time for him to take a nap, but he can't because he doesn't have his squishy, and they are looking everywhere for this squishy and trying to find it. And then it turns out that Ord accidentally sat on and squashed the squishy. And so now they have to find a new one. And I forget what this thing was actually called, but here's the issue. So it turns out that the squishy is actually a type of fruit found in Dragonland. And they look very much so like eggplants that grow on trees, like, you know, trees as tall as these. So that's what it looks like, and that's what it was. So the issue with that is, babies, they're gonna play with their food, that's okay. But you don't give a baby a banana and let them play with it indefinitely, like it's their special sleep toy. And they get to actually, you know, go to bed with it and take it with them everywhere, like their blanket or their favorite doll or car or whatever. No, it's gonna go rotten eventually and go bad. So that's my issue with that issue, is essentially having a piece of fruit indefinitely as her toy to sleep with and play with. And they didn't allude to it being magical at all and like never going rotten or anything at all. So maybe, but because they didn't specifically say that it's, I get that it's for younger children, but that was just one thing that I was kind of bugged me. But it does end up happy. Oh, and the other thing too is they have to find one that looks exactly the same, which is not an easy task, need I mind you. But so Ord goes off with Max. They're kind of like best friends. They fly off together and they go looking through the tree to find one that looks just like the squishy. And it ends up happy. They do find one piece of fruit in the tree that looks exactly like the squishy, and they pick it and take it back, and he's able to take his nap. Yeah. So now on to Word World. And this is a show that I started watching a little bit of here and there, mostly when I was sick, because it was one of the best things on to watch. And it actually is a really cool show. Basically, like, all of the characters and items in the show are made up of letters. So if you have a ball, it's gonna be the letters B-A-L, or is it L-L? I think it's just B-A-L. And they're gonna be kind of morphed and shaped into looking like a beach ball, or whatever kind of a ball that they need. And so then, and there's some cool mechanics that they've done with this, which I really, really like. Like there was one episode where Pig, who happens to be a chef in his barn, he was making a bunch of pies for everybody and doing it live on TV, and the joke, "Hi Mom, hi Dad." But then what ended up happening is he kind of got a little bit too greedy, and he ate like all of the pies but one and didn't have any more to share with everybody. And the whole time they were talking about adding S-Mix Plural. And so Dog was trying to show him how he could easily make more pies. So eventually he was able to do that by Dog, who, most of the characters are animals, but Dog is quite literally a dog, and so he can't, like, talk. But, like, Pig, Sheep, Frog, Shark, and all the other fun characters in this show can talk. Well, most of them, yeah. But so what Dog ends up doing to show how to put S on the end of things and make more is he's able to add an S on the end of a spoon, and it starts spewing out lots and lots of spoons. And so they're like, oh yeah. So they put an S on the end of the pie, and then it makes pies, lots of pies, multiple pies. And it works out great. That's not the problem. So the problem that I have with the show, and I am positive I talked about this before. So if I have and YouTube search is just buggy, please, please, please let me know, and I'll fix the duplication. Anyways, I need to make a playlist of Let's Talk. This will make this a little bit easier. But so anyways, the other issue that I had, so the issue that I had with the show actually is, so there's an episode where Duck decides to build a sandcastle for a shark, give him a nice cozy place to sleep, and just, you know, be a nice friend. And so he builds the sandcastle on the beach, and then Shark climbs in the sandcastle to go to bed that night. Which, first of all, you know, Shark going on water and not eating everybody kind of a thing. I'm fine suspending my disbelief for that little bit. That's okay. Because, you know, I'm fine with that. But the issue is then, when they wake up the next morning, the sandcastle's gone. And Duck is wondering who stole Shark's sandcastle. So he builds another sandcastle, and it gets stolen again. This time, he enlists the help of Dog. They build another bigger sandcastle that can't be stolen, and they plan to start a night watch. find out who's stealing this sandcastle. And nope, both of them end up falling asleep, and they don't catch and so they build one more bigger sandcastle. Still, it gets stolen and they fall asleep. So they go looking around, and they find Turtle, and like Turtle says, I don't know, but you should probably talk to Crab, he would know. So they go down underneath the water and they talk to Crab, and Crab says it was the wave that took it. Well, who is this wave guy? I want to get my hands on him. So then Crab sings a sad song about how the wave is not a person, but it's the ocean coming in and out on the beach and washing the sand away back into the water, or making it flat again. And so that's how the sandcastle gets washed away. And they're feeling really sad, like, oh, we'll never have a castle for Shark. And so then Crab suggests, well, why don't you build a sandcastle where the wave can't get to it? So that's exactly what they do, and they build a sandcastle at the bottom of the ocean where the wave can't wash it away. No. No! That's horrible. Build it farther up on the beach. Yes, I can accept that solution. That will work. But with the way the show presents itself, it's too much a suspension of disbelief for that to be a thing. I'm totally fine and actually love them. You know, like there's another episode where something accidentally happens and they mess up Frog's house, which is a giant log. So they have to remember how to arrange the letters L-O-G in the right order, and then once they finally remember the right order, it spells log again, and his house is back in order. I loved that mechanic. It's a great idea. Whoever came up with this show, you're a genius. But whoever wrote the episode about a sandcastle underneath the ocean, not a good idea. Anyways, I will see you guys in whatever video is next on my channel. You know, there's always new stuff coming at this point, kind of unknown. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.